So welcome to the 25 Days of Christmas. My name is Josh, and this is
Maurisa, and we just wanted to share just the hope from the Lord. And for me, I'm just thinking back to like when I was in high school. We're actually the youth leaders. Back in high school, I was actually very bullied, and thinking in the past years, and then more recently, a few years ago actually. A friend in the church, they had called me up to share my testimony in front of a bunch of youth kids. And when I was sharing, I was actually so nervous and I couldn't speak, and like I was like almost gonna cry, and like I was like, I'm sorry kids, give me a minute. And they started to cheer me on in that moment, and that broke so many chains that I had connected to being bullied. And when I shared my testimony, just to like relate to them, to whatever struggles they're going through, that the Lord can just be there even if you don't know He's there. And them cheering me on just broke so many. Fast forward, now I help with the youth, and it's just been very different, and I actually really enjoy it now. Like, I really like little kids, but now that I've built relationships with the kids, it's actually really fun. And I wanted to share this verse in James. It's James 1:12. And it says, "Blessed is the one who endures trials, because when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love him." And I just think like that was like a test in my life where I didn't know the Lord was on it, but He was. And fast forward, like I just have this crown, I have this hope and this peace, and just leaning into the Lord and knowing that it may take years for something to come, but the Lord is on it, and in His timing, He will, save you, help you, and just give you that hope and peace throughout the trial.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's really cool is I was actually present for that moment, and I could see there was a tangible shift in her attitude and how she carried herself after she was cheered on by the kids. So for me, I have too many stories to tell about how God has shown Himself faithful and given me hope. But if I were to speak on hope, I would have to speak on His faithfulness. Because throughout all the things that I've done and endured over my life, and the times that I've run away from the reality of His love towards me, He's always had His arm outstretched. And I always felt welcomed when I got into His presence. And so it's in that, His faithfulness, where I find hope. That regardless of the stumblings, regardless to the even times where I doubt, because it's easy to do that, He shows Himself once again to be faithful, to be great, to be a good Father. And so I find my hope in His faithfulness. And so I hope this Christmas season, you too would have a similar story where you would look to what God has done for you, and you would recognize that in His faithfulness, you've always had that hope and that outstretched arm. So God bless you guys this Christmas.
And we wish you a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.